Good morning everybody, it's Jo Armstrong here with a video for our autumn retreat, and today, and this morning's video is about using our Distress Oxide inks. So today I'm just going to show you a quick project which is part of a card that's part of our retreat. We've got a card sketch to try which includes some diagonal lines, and I'm going to show you I'm going to show you today two ways of making those diagonal lines. One is with our Distress Oxides and the other way is completely different. If you don't have any of these yet, you're going to want to watch the other video at 10:30 this morning. That will give you some clues as well. So let me show you some projects I've already used these very cool inks on. Now I'm quite late to the Distress Oxide party, and you will have seen some amazing things online using Distress Oxides. I have not been using them for very long, but I am loving what I'm doing. So here's an example of a page that I have used them on. You can see in the background I used for that one this one, Chipped Sapphire, and I have sort of sponged it and gone in small circular motions with the idea that there is a concentrated sort of amount of the ink, almost like a cloud, in the center, and then working my way outwards so it's lighter. And that was really good fun to do. So I really enjoyed that page. I also really enjoyed doing using up my zip strips. That's another of my projects for our autumn retreat. But yeah, you could also include the Distress Oxides as I have there. Another page I have done them on is this one here. This is a double spread. I've used my Distress Oxide down there to colour my background, and also on the top left of the second page. So you've got it on both sides, balanced, which is always really nice. Down at the bottom corner and at the top left up here. So same thing though, this time when I used my Distress Oxides, I used the technique of concentrating my ink around a central area and then working out and letting it be, you know, very faded around the outside. For this one I used a stencil. I used the Hearts stencil. I'm thinking it might be stencil pack 1, but I'm not sure, 100% sure about that, I'm sorry. But I really like this effect. I thought it was really beautiful. Nice way of giving a texture to the background without using stamping, a little bit different. And I used this one, the Seedless Preserves, which I thought was really pretty colour. Now you may have also noticed the other place I used Distress Oxide was on this page, was on top of the grape cardstock. I gave it a pattern, and again I used a template from the stencil pack, and I think it might have been number 1, but I'm not sure. So there it is in the background there. So I did a tone on tone effect on my grape, and again I used Seedless Preserves, so that was that one there. Alright, so there's two projects where I've used it. Today I am going to show you a smaller one which is going to go on a card. So this card front is 4 inches tall by 5 1/4 wide, and that way it will fit nicely inside the card base. The stencil I'm going to use this morning is from our stencil pack 2, which includes some very cool geometric designs. This one, Honeycomb, I haven't used it yet and I can't wait. It looks lovely. It's going to be really cute on a sort of honey or hexagonal page, or, you know, it's going to be fun to use. There's lots of things we can do with that. There's also this one, like a tile. I don't know if you can see that on the black. There we are. And this one is the one we're going to use today. So my sketch design for the card is all about diagonals, and I'm going to create, and one way of creating diagonals is to use a stencil. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to grab my card here and I'm going to put it underneath like that. Now you can, let's make sure it fits. I cannot find my multi-purpose mat, so I'm using this plastic thing, and it works pretty well. Hopefully that will turn up very soon, otherwise I'll have to get another one, because the multi-purpose mat is absolutely fantastic. You don't want to be without it. So here we are. Card has been inserted underneath the template, but I don't want it to move. So some people stick their template down with washi tape. Here's a lovely old one which I haven't used for a while. It's nearly out. But I like to stick it actually to the card. So what I'm going to do is put the washi tape backwards underneath the card like that. Don't know if you can see that. There we are. And then put it back under here again and line it up how I want it, so that hopefully it will grab the template rather than grabbing the mat. So now that's going to stay on there. Now there's my diagonal lines through the centre, and all I have to do is sponge those in. So for this one today I'm going to use picked raspberry. There we are. Matches really nice with our raspberry ink and our raspberry cardstock. For this next bit you can use your mini ink blending tools. These are so cool. They come in a pack with some spare mats and they just velcro on. How easy is that? And you've got your little sort of holder. The other thing I use for this is I use our sponges and I cut them into pieces. That's the seedless preserves there. And I just can put them in a wee container, so I've got my sponges ready to go when I need them. Right, I'm going to use the blending tool for this one today, just because I want a direct downward sort of a inky effect, and I want it relatively even. So I'm going to do it quite solidly and go back over it quite a few times. Now, last time I did this I wanted an effect that it was sort of evening out or sort of thinning out, so the effect was that there was a darker area and a lighter area, but this time I'd like it to be relatively even, so I'm just sort of wiping it across. You will have found probably that with the blending tool that you get this sort of circular shape, and that's not worrying me at the moment. I want quite a lot of ink on, and it is kind of, because I'm doing so much of it, it's kind of that circular shape is disappearing the more I do, and that's not worrying me today. Okay, so your wee blending tool, there it is, with a little bit of pink on it, raspberry. Okay, so the moment of truth. Take your template off and see how you like it. So I've now got this really cool bright pink raspberry pattern. There we go. And I can use that for my card. So I'm going to stamp this now. I'm going to stamp it with a pattern through the background, and I'm going to use my Desserts a la Whirl to create something for the front. I've already got some that I've been playing with, so I might use this one, which has got some raspberry already in it, or maybe the donut, and I will take a photo and I will get back to you about that. Alright, so you see how easy that was to create with the diagonals. If you have not yet got these Distress Oxides and you're wanting to make your background, your diagonal background for your card, to follow the card sketch with me today, then make sure you are watching at 10:30, because I have a very clever little idea for you that you can use to create your diagonals instead. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I will post photographs of the finished card.